The movie follows Jason, a talented high school musician with a strong online following, who is about to transfer to St. Adelaide's, a Catholic academy in Southern California. In a farewell video to his fans, he shares his excitement and performs a song, showcasing his musical gift. At the same time, a mysterious woman is seen committing a murder, concealing the body and disguising herself as a nun. Shortly afterward, Jason arrives at St. Adelaide's with his family, where they are greeted by the stern headmistress, Sister Rebecca. She goes over the academy's strict rules and introduces Jason's sister, Zoe, to her roommate, Sarah, who seems immediately smitten with Jason, impressed by his online fame. Later, Sister Rebecca welcomes a new teacher, Sister Sophia White, who has just transferred from Montana. During her orientation, Sister Rebecca introduces her to Jason, and strangely, Sophia seems intrigued by the young musician. It's revealed that Sister Sophia is, in fact, the same woman from earlier, the murderer who has assumed the real Sophia's identity. That evening, the mysterious and alluring Sister Sophia watches Jason's videos online and becomes captivated by him, even going so far as to kiss his image on the screen. Her actions hint at an unsettling obsession with Jason, blending infatuation with danger, and setting up a tense, eerie atmosphere as her true intentions remain unknown. The storyline unfolds with Sister Sophia's dark fascination with Jason, casting a shadow over his fresh start at St. Adelaide's. The next morning, Sister Sophia begins her first day teaching at St. Adelaide's. Her attention quickly lands on Jason, but she grows irritated and envious when she notices him flirting with Sarah. Frustrated, she moves Sarah to the front row, much to Sarah's dismay. As Sophia starts her lesson, Zoe gently reminds her about the school's tradition of morning prayer. Caught off guard, Sophia awkwardly instructs the class to begin but struggles to recite a single line herself, raising Zoe's suspicion. Later, Zoe voices her unease about the new teacher to Jason, but he dismisses her concerns. Shortly after, Jason crosses paths with Sophia and apologizes for his behavior in class. Seemingly out of nowhere, the nun asks if he and Sarah are dating, to which Jason responds they aren't. However, the following day, Sophia catches them kissing. Angered, she dismisses Jason and threatens to suspend Sarah, only to be reminded that Sarah's father is a major donor to the school, making her nearly untouchable. Sarah leaves confidently, while Sophia fumes in frustration. Later that day, Sophia asks Jason to stay after class. Zoe finds this odd and begins to suspect that the new teacher has an unusual interest in her brother. Alone with Jason, Sophia confronts him, accusing him of lying about his relationship with Sarah. Jason is left speechless, but then Sophia unexpectedly invites him to discuss the matter further in her quarters. Jason is hesitant, knowing students aren't allowed in teachers' quarters, but Sophia warns him that if he refuses, she'll report him to the school board. Feeling cornered, Jason reluctantly agrees, unaware of the deeper obsession Sophia holds for him, setting up a chilling tension between them. Later, Jason nervously approaches Sophia's quarters and is about to knock, only to be startled when he sees her through a cracked door, stripping down to her lingerie. Shocked and uncomfortable, Jason walks away, deeply unsettled by the nun's behavior. The scene then cuts to the weekend, with students preparing to head home. In the parking lot, Sophia's jealousy flares up when she sees Jason and Sarah sharing a warm hug. Headmistress Sister Rebecca interrupts, discussing school matters, but Sophia informs her she'll be away to visit a sick aunt. At home, Jason clashes with his father, who disapproves of his music ambitions, urging him instead to follow in his high-achieving sister Zoe's footsteps. Tensions escalate, and Jason storms out to the pool to be alone. Unbeknownst to him, Sophia has stalked him home and watches from a distance as he plays guitar by the pool, her obsession with him growing. Back at school on Monday night, Sophia sneaks into Zoe and Sarah's dorm room with a plan. Headmistress Rebecca spots her lurking around and starts to follow. Once inside, Sophia hides marijuana in Sarah's textbook, intending to frame her and remove her as a rival for Jason's attention. After executing her plan, Sophia heads back to her chambers, only to run into Sister Rebecca, who questions her presence in the girls' dorm so late. Thinking quickly, Sophia lies, claiming she was conducting a security check. Her behavior only grows more erratic as she attempts to sabotage Sarah and gain closer access to Jason, creating an ominous tension that leaves others suspicious but unaware of the danger unfolding around them. The headmistress walks away after hearing Sophia's explanation but remains suspicious. The next day, Sophia's scheme unfolds as planned. In class, she asks students to open their textbooks, and Sarah is horrified to find marijuana hidden in hers. Sophia seizes the opportunity to report Sarah, leading to Sarah's suspension. But Sophia's manipulation doesn't stop there. She arranges a security check of all the dorm rooms, and unsurprisingly, the guards find a bottle of alcohol in Jason's room, the same one she had been drinking in her car. Sophia had planted it to get Jason into trouble and ensure he'd be assigned to weekend community service as punishment, giving her a chance to get closer to him. She puts on a sympathetic act in front of the headmistress and school board, pleading for Jason not to be suspended. Hesitantly, the headmistress agrees, allowing Sophia's plan to move forward. In the following scene, her strategy works. During Jason's community service in the school garden, Sophia approaches him, subtly seducing him by unbuttoning her shirt. Though Jason feels uncomfortable, he's captivated by her. Later that night, Sophia visits his room, and despite his initial hesitation, she seduces him, recording the encounter on her phone. The next morning, Jason is anxious and overwhelmed with guilt, so he steps out for some fresh air. Meanwhile, Zoe enters his room looking for him, only to find Sophia there, creepily sniffing Jason's clothes. The disturbing sight leaves Zoe shocked and increasingly suspicious of the enigmatic nun and her obsessive interest in her brother. When Zoe confronts Sophia about her odd behavior, Sophia threatens to report her to the school board for entering the boys' dormitory, leaving Zoe no choice but to back off. She then seeks out Jason, asking if anything is wrong, but he brushes her off, pretending everything is normal. Realizing Zoe might uncover her true identity, Laura, posing as Sister Sophia, decides to neutralize her as a threat. After class, she keeps Zoe behind to show her that she has supposedly failed an exam. Shocked, as she's always been a top student, Zoe can't believe it. Laura feigns sympathy and offers a re-exam, instructing her to stay after school. When Zoe arrives to retake it, she notices the answer key left out on the desk. As she glances at it, Laura walks in, accusing her of cheating and promptly reports her to Sister Rebecca. Though the headmistress is doubtful, the incident plants a seed of suspicion. That weekend, a bishop visits the school and asks the headmistress about Sister Sophia. Describing her as a ray of sunshine, he leaves Sister Rebecca puzzled, as this Sophia is far from the kind, gentle figure he describes. Meanwhile, Sarah invites Jason to a party at her house, encouraging him to bring his guitar. During dinner, Jason asks his parents if he can attend, but the discussion turns into another argument about his future. Frustrated, Jason decides to go to the party regardless, unaware that Sophia is secretly following him. At the party, Sarah pulls Jason aside and tries to kiss him, but he's too preoccupied with his troubles and pulls away, leaving without explanation. Grabbing a bottle of beer, he leaves the party in frustration, and Sarah follows, hoping to understand what's really troubling him. At the party, Sarah is startled to discover her car has been vandalized, likely Sophia's doing to get back at her. Meanwhile, Jason, nearly in trouble with the police, is saved at the last moment by Sophia, who conveniently arrives to settle the matter. Admitting he's too drunk to go home, Jason accepts Sophia's offer to take him to her apartment, unaware of her intentions. Once there, Sophia's delusions become evident as she proposes they leave the country together. Jason, shaken from his drunken haze, realizes the danger and escapes. The next morning, Zoe notices a suspicious car outside their house, later discovering it belongs to Sophia. Later that day, Jason returns to his dormitory to a shocking sight, Sophia lying unconscious on his bed with an open bottle of pills nearby. Fearing the worst, he frantically attempts CPR, desperate to revive her. Suddenly, Sophia opens her eyes, revealing that she faked the whole scenario to test his feelings for her. When Jason reacts with anger and threatens to report her to the school board, Sophia retaliates by revealing she has a video recording of their previous encounter. Jason, realizing the extent of her manipulation and power over him, is left in utter disbelief and distress, fully aware of the precarious situation she's trapped him in. The following day, Sarah returns to school, infuriating Sophia, who now feels more threatened than ever. Consumed by jealousy, Sophia sneaks into Sarah's room and finds her in the shower. In a sudden, violent rage, she slams Sarah's head into the wall, instantly killing her and staging the scene to look like an accident. A short while later, Zoe discovers her friend's lifeless body, horrified by the sight. The next day, she confronts Jason, pressing him about his involvement with Sister Sophia. After some hesitation, Jason finally confesses everything, shocking Zoe. Convinced that Sophia isn't a real nun, the siblings decide to investigate further and sneak into her room. There, they discover her laptop filled with photos of Jason and learn her real name is Laura. Meanwhile, the headmistress, Sister Rebecca, discovers that Sophia lied about her aunt being ill. Furious, she confronts her, threatening to report her deception. Before Rebecca can do anything more, Sophia attacks her, knocking her out with a lamp. Later, Zoe and Jason go to the headmistress's office but find her missing. Realizing something terrible has happened, they rush to the church, where they soon encounter Laura. Seeing Jason with her laptop, Laura tries to lure him away, but Zoe steps in, telling her to leave him alone. Enraged, Laura knocks Zoe unconscious and attempts to kill Jason. However, Sister Rebecca arrives just in time and pulls Laura back. In a final struggle, the crazed woman strangles Rebecca, but Jason seizes the chance to stab Laura, ending her reign of terror. The movie closes with Jason and Zoe graduating, determined to leave their traumatic past behind and embrace a brighter future together.